Hey, it's Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine, going into an all-star weekend. Great time to root for your hometown heroes in the big game on Tuesday. No, I'm not talking about the Phillies. I believe the equipment manager is the only one going to Cincinnati for the all-star game. No, I'm talking about our real hometown heroes, guys like Todd Frazier from Toms River, starting for the Reds on Tuesday, or Paul Goldschmidt of Wilmington, Delaware, who's starting for the Diamondbacks on Tuesday, and of course, South Jersey's favorite son now, Mike Trout, who's starting for the Angels on Tuesday in the All-Star game. Mike, obviously a hardcore angler and hunter from Vineland, New Jersey. I am down in South Jersey. I'm in Wildwood at Sterling Harbor Bait and Tackle. Great big tournament going on this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about the fluke action throughout the state, but there are plenty of opportunities for you to get out this weekend and fish competitively, like the All-Stars, and try to get yourself onto some trophies and stuff like that. So let's take the rundown throughout the state. First of all, Sterling Harbor has the Duke of Fluke. It's the 22nd annual tournament. Captains meeting here at Sterling Harbor on Friday. The fishing commences on Saturday. It's a great opportunity for folks in Cape May County and Gloucester and Cumberland and Salem County to come on out. Plenty of fluke in the back bays here. Charles Brion of the Villas was out on his kayak last week in Grassy Sound, had 5-pound, 3-ounce fluke. I think it's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to take that tournament this weekend, probably closer to double digits. We're expecting over 100 boats, probably 40 or 50 kayak anglers as well, getting out with that Hobie Mirage Drive. If you're up in the Atlantic County or Southern Ocean County area, you might want to give thought to the 18th annual Sunshine Foundation tournament. That's going on with the captains meeting at the Tuckerton Seaport on Friday. I expect it to be very crowded in Great Bay, especially around the old fish factory. That's where we're getting some really good reports on the summer flounder. Young Jack here weighed in this 4.5 pounder with Margaret over at Jingles Bait and Tackle. You've got high tide right outside the inlet there, about 4:37 a.m. on Saturday morning. So it looks like mostly an outgoing bite for Saturday morning. But as soon as that incoming tide starts in the early afternoon, you might have some good action with that fresh water coming in around the stink house as well. Moving up the state, Northern Ocean County, Southern Monmouth County, if you're fishing around the Belmar area, don't forget about the Shark River Yacht Club Summer Flounder Tournament, Fluke Tournament. Damon Rye outfished his dad and brother Dylan just the other day, 7 pounds, 5 ounces, weighed in over at Fisherman's Den. I was on bucktails and a 4-inch gulp. And Damon, I hope you and Dad and Dylan were going to be out in the Shark River tournament. Those fluke are in the inlet and right outside. Plenty of big fish coming in. Of course, the doormat country up on the Raritan. You've got 2 days of fluking on the Raritan with the Sandy Hook Bay Anglers 34th annual 2-day fluke tournament. Plenty of big doormats up there. The captain's meeting is on Friday at the Atlantic Highlands Harbor Marina over at the Senior Center. But Dave Aguano, you saw this picture earlier in the week, 11.42 pounds. That was weighed in at the Keyport Marine Center. So the big doormats are in. A great competitive weekend for you fluke fishermen. And don't forget the shark fishing tournament, the Mako Mania shark fishing tournament that was postponed from a couple of weeks ago. Captain's meeting is this Friday at the Manasquan River Club. Folks are looking for some real scale hangers this week going offshore for the Makos. You don't have to travel far if you're going shark fishing. If you're looking for those Makos, obviously you want to go offshore, but the threshers have been in close. The big story this past week, of course, when you're reading the Fisherman magazine and all the reports, a couple of 60-pound stripers on bunker still on the northern coast. Captain Pete Wagner and the Hyper Striper, they put Nigel and crew on some big fish this week as they were out looking for those monster stripers. But as we're finding out, more and more threshers are in the mix as well. Captain Fletcher Chase released a feisty little thresher that he caught while live lining for stripers. Browns, Duskies, Sand Tigers. Talked to Dave from Absecon Bay, who had shared this photo of Frank DeFeo with a gnarly looking sand tiger in close. Remember, you got to release those fish. If you're out looking for those dusky sharks, the browns and sand tigers, they got to be released. They're protected species. But I know more and more of these sharks, not just the bunker, but they're in close on some of the other bait fish or kind of table fare that we've got in. Fish like croakers and kingfish that are in the surf now, biting clam baits. Young Remy DiPietria Paolo had his first croaker from the beach in Delaware, brought it into Lewis Harbor Marina. There's croaker on both sides of the Delaware right now and creeping up along the coast. But when he brought that fish in to Lewis Harbor Marina, somebody asked him, "Hey, what'd you catch it on?" And young Remy said, "A fishing rod." Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. Folks Folks are tight-lipped. They try to keep tight-lipped. Remy's learning that. Adam Aguiar knows that. One of the many striper fishermen in the state, still catching stripers along the bridges, the rock piles, the jetties, under cover of darkness, like this one he shared with Murphy's Hook House. So the stripers are out there for those folks. Now, offshore, we're talking shark fishing, but you can't forget about this unbelievable bigeye bite. It's just amazing. Talked to Mike Yako, Captain Mike on the MJs. He had a trip earlier in the week, caught 7 of these monster bigeyes in just 6 hours. He said it's the best June I've seen. I'm hearing that from more of the captains, and I'm trying to squeeze some information out of Mike to incorporate into a future edition of the Fisherman magazine, so keep your eyes peeled. Mike is a phenomenal bigeye fisherman, and those bigeye are just all over the place. My friend Brett Penados, he was out and had a 63-incher on a TNT tackle glow lure while fishing with Captain Rick Warner on the Carnivore Sport Fishing Charters out of Kingsburg. So these bigeye are all over the canyons from north to south. And not just the bigeye, yellowfin are in as well. Fisherman subscriber Eric Matazan was out on Monday on the Reaper out of Brigantine, had yellowfin, bluefin, 10 mahi, and also had a 60-pound white marlin. So the canyons are alive. The weather looks terrific. If you can get out, this is the weekend to get out. You've got plenty of options, plenty of great weather, and of course all these wonderful fluke tournaments up and down the coast for whatever you choose. So before I leave you, I want to share one last story with you. You've probably seen part of this. The young angler from New Jersey, the 9-year-old who was up in British Columbia just last week, June 29th, and he tangled with that 600-pound sturgeon. Well, Keegan Rothman is from Northfield, New Jersey, so I got in touch with his dad this week and got some more information about this amazing catch. I've got the story posted. It's great because Keegan got this fish to start because he had straight A's. What a wonderful gift. So go check out the story. We've got that and all the reports and the latest headlines over at thefisherman.com. Hope you'll join us there. And of course, hope you'll join me here next week on the Fisherman TV.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.